I love that we all in black shirts too. Like
we're mourning.
girl.
Oh Jesus. It's too much.
I had put on a white shirt today. I made myself a little smoothie. I sat down and had a little bit of time just to like get myself situated before work. Don't you know? As soon as I picked the cup up to put it to my mouth, the smoothie spilled out of my cup onto the middle of my shirt. The universe said, "You ain't wearing white today, ho." Not today. Not at all.
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
Me and my Fingerwaves.
Aunties, do you give a damn about the Olympic Condoms?
And ask your aunties, love them or leave them. So get your cups ready for Minority Report.
Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Carell.
It's Auntie Dewan.
And it's Auntie Jerrell. Y'all should have... Okay, so let me start off. I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I just realized that I can squeeze my chest together. Look at that.
Ooh.
You see like the little thumbs up in the
One
middle?
thumb disappeared.
Look,
Okay.
bitch, it disappeared. Okay, look, the titties are coming in. Look, we've been at the gym. It's
Come
like,
on,
look.
titties.
Over here
Yeah.
giving nugs and shit. Okay, look.
Done. I'm so done. Come on, titties. Yes. And community, I guess you might as well be watching YouTube if you haven't been, and subscribe and all that good stuff, so you can see Jerrell's titties. Well, I guess they ain't out. The
They
T-shirt
ain't
with
out,
the thumb
but you know.
disappeared. Right.
My mom, I don't know if your ears were burning over the weekend, but my mom was talking about you, Jerrell. She was like, I didn't realize, she my mom, so she said, I didn't realize that Jerrell was so thick. I said,
It's like we come up every damn episode.
because she been catching up on episodes, so
Yes.
she been, for some reason she got kicked out of my YouTube TV subscription, so she been watching regular YouTube. So she been catching up on our episodes, trying to help the numbers and all that stuff. Yes. So I said, don't say that in person.
Oh my God. You can't. Thanks, Mamba.
Hey, right.
Thank you.
Thinking all the right spaces.
I know you've been hitting the gym, doing your
with
little
his
slim thing,
with
or
his
whatever.
daddy poses too.
Right.
With his daddy shade. I'd be saying it'd be like this. He'd be like,
Bump.
I'm like, you better serve face, bitch. Serve body and face. That's right. I know that's
I
right.
really, I started stepping into it just a little bit.
As you should.
But-
I've been doing the same thing. I'm like, it is what it is. Thirst Thursday, Thirst Sunday, it don't matter.
Look,
It is what it is.
I wake up thirsty. And
Huh.
Well, since we flexing on ourselves, I went for a run today shirtless, and I turned quite a few heads today.
Ooh, I know that's right. Ooh, hold on. And I saw that sweat marks with your little
With the
Debbie's on the
I fucking
Look at
died.
that Debbie's.
I fucking died. I was like, oh, not leaving an imprint. But she can sweat, so when she runs, she runs. She's not like there's no gallop. It's a run.
Yes.
I'm getting a workout. So
I know that's
and she
right.
sweats it. Though
Especially on
everything
this
sweats.
heat right now. It's so fucking hot. It is so fucking hot.
But you know what? Not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it because we have not had a summer in a minute. And
because remember, it's been like raining on weekends for y'all in the summertime. So
Well,
like y'all get
not
to be
this
outside
year.
on the
This year,
weekend.
Sal. This year, Sal, ho. We roasting your ass.
hey, and if you ain't got AC in
my God.
NYC, you out of luck. You are out of luck. It is
nasty.
boiling.
Yeah.
Like our little rooftop up here, I haven't even seen it. Ain't nobody going up there. Ain't nobody
It's
roasting
hot.
Remember that day? Remember that day I had everybody over and I made that horrible cake? How hot it was that day?
Yeah. Oh, it's probably like 40 degrees hotter than that.
Absolutely.
Like it's been like here in Philly, the heat index has been over 100 for like the last 2 weeks.
Damn.
Like it's just and my electricity bill know it too. I'm like, it is what it is, because I can't sleep hot. That's not the jam. That's not it. But
like it's been a nice sunny, no cloud in the sky, 83 degrees every day.
Oh,
and
see,
I'm just
that's
like,
perfect.
Oh, that sounds
it's
amazing.
not with no humidity. It's just, we doing okay over here.
And that's what it is. It's the humidity part that's just
It is.
killing it.
Yeah.
You walk out, it feels like somebody's like trying to like kill you with a pillow. It's just
With a pillow, with a hair dryer going at you,
Right.
like you like. No, it feel like, remember? Like, did your mom's? My mom had one. The overhead dryer.
Yes.
She had one at the crib.
Yeah.
It felt like you sitting underneath one of them.
It was like a half an egg, and then she had to lift it up and then twist it around so that.
And you be like, "Ma," and she be like, "Huh?" She gotta look back up to see her. That's how it feel like at all times right now outside.
Oh my God.
That is so funny. My mom had one of those until she grew her hair out and she
Yeah,
could do the
man.
French. She could do the French twist.
Ooh,
So she said, "I gotta do
yeah.
that shit." I'm about to.
I know that's right.
But I did
last
see
time
that-
I
I
used
did-
one is when I had those finger waves. That was the last time I had.
Girl,
Hold on, have
We
we
still-
even brought that up in the podcast?
I don't think we have. But you and I had a
that was just a
conversation
person.
about that. You and I had a conversation about that when we went to the Native Son Awards. Remember, we saw that chick with the
I was
finger
like,
waves.
how Jerrell, out of all the community. Okay, let's backtrack. Let's back it
Hold
up.
Hold up. Just so that you could get a picture, if you ever seen a meme about the one black friend that all white people have, bitch.
Honey. Because, I don't even
This
know.
Evanescence bitch
It.
over here.
And I don't even know what Jerrell and I were talking about.
We were at that
And
bar. We were at that bar. It was just me and you, because the lady read our palm.
Oh, right.
What?
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, it was before we met up with you for, what was it? The Honors Awards, maybe?
No,
Or
that
the
was the photo
honors-
shoot. That was the photo shoot.
Was it the
for
photo
that.
shoot?
The photo
Okay.
shoot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, so we're sitting there, and like this lady's reading our palm and all this stuff, whatever. And I don't know what conversation we got on, but Jerrell's like, "Cause back in the day, I had finger waves, right?" I was like, "What?" Time the fuck out.
From
I'm like Missy Elliott finger waves. She says they fall like Humpty. And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, out of all, like, this is episode 285, Community. And all the times we talked about Dewana, his T-Bon's haircut and all this
Girl. She
shit.
ain't
This
said a
finger
word.
waves has never come up.
See, this is how we know she be holding out on us.
Hold it out. Motherfucker
Ain't
have
no
finger
way,
waves.
little Jerrell from 4200 Jackson Street in Fort.
Right. And he said it so casually. And I was like,
You
wait,
should've
hold
seen
on.
Carell's face. He looked like, wait,
Like,
did
where
you
all that
just say
back?
finger waves? And I was like, yeah, did I tell you I had finger waves? He was like, no,
And-
bitch. You ain't never told me about no finger
Finger waves
waves.
and what else? And what else?
Huh?
Finger waves and what? Finger waves and what else?
What's the others?
Them contacts?
Oh, yeah, the color contact.
Oh, and the color contacts. Yeah, I did
See,
have
she be
those.
playing. She,
Yeah, I
she
had,
be
I had
playing.
color
She be
contacts
playing.
as well. Yeah, I had that as well. Yeah.
So you had to sit underneath that dryer for the finger waves.
For the
then.
finger
You know what
waves.
them dryers are.
Now- How
That's,
the hell
I
you-
know exactly.
Now, here's what I don't understand. How did you maintain that when you on the swim team? You're on the diving team.
Because it was out of season.
He made sure. He
It
made
was out
sure
of
it was the right
season.
season.
She said, "I'm gonna
No,
grow
I
this
gotta
shit
swim
out.
this
I'm gonna
week."
grow this shit out during the season, but come sucker."
Honey, they was up there like, I am so done.
I can't
Like, we still need to see
stand you.
pictures.
I gotta-
like,
when
where
I-
are the photos?
I'm going home on Thursday, so when this come
Okay.
out, I've already been home. I'm gonna try
We
to
need
go
to
to my
post
mama's
that.
house and try to find some photos. But yeah, I got photos of
Absolutely.
me. Like I had finger waves. I had even like the little popcorn like balls in my head as well too. I had
the Bantu
braids.
knots.
Like the Bantu knots? or
Not
whatever?
Bantu knots, but they were like little like
Afro
popcorn,
puffs?
like little
Okay.
Afro puffs, but like many little ones.
Afro poofs.
I had that. I had actual braids as well too. Like, yeah, I got photos.
We should have known
that
because
is
Jerrell
so
be
funny.
coloring his hair left and right, so we should have
Look,
been
now
over
that
here
I'm
all the
blind,
different-
look.
right. Exactly. He back to the
Not the
gin
wig
again, so
reveal
he should
on
have
the
been
podcast.
Speaking of hair,
Right. Yeah. Speaking of bigger wigs. That took me out though. Like I did not know what to say or think instantly. I was like, how had I never? And so then that's right, because then we met up with Dewan later that day. I was like, Dewan. Like I'm telling on Jerrell or something. Dewan. I'm like, this bitch said she had some finger waves.
so did,
That
and
is
I remember
too
how my mama did
funny.
it too, with the fingers and everything. It just,
Ooh.
yeah,
Just think of all that gel he done had in his head.
girl,
The goop.
girl,
Honey.
yes.
Got to be.
Was it the blue magic?
It was the black.
It was the black.
Sure, it was the heavy duty.
I was so done. I was so.
I'm telling you,
done.
like hairstyles, like back in the day, back in the 1900s, as we said,
Right, right.
like hairstyles were
I saw
crazy.
something. Was it maybe probably Instagram? Everything on Instagram, where a lot of those '90s styles Gen Z are trying to bring back, like the French
Yep.
roll,
Yep.
and like some of the freezes and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
like, shut
And
up.
like all those
That's
little like
crazy.
hairstyles you would see in the hair salon, where it'd be like, you know, like very
The chart.
architected.
I want the number
You could go,
19.
you could go
Yeah.
all the way from SWV to Patti LaBelle.
It's so true.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I
my
remember when
God.
I was in high school, I had grown my hair out a little bit because I wanted to like grow it out before like I went corporate.
Right, right.
But I was in high school and I knew I was going to college, so I don't know what I was
Right.
thinking. But honestly, I just want a hair. That's all. I just
That's
want to
it.
grow it out. So I grew my hair out, and I remember I had classic 90s because I graduated in 94, so started high school in 90, and I had a part down the middle. My hair was very curly, so it just. I mean, you can't tell now, but like it's very curly, and it was kind of like ended like right about here. So it was like
Okay.
curl, and then like, you know, like not really a fade, but it's just cut short. And I remember like gooping that shit up with all kinds of gel and walking out in like wintertime and that shit freezing and it's just having icicles on it. Shit.
It's funny. I didn't have to. I mean, I guess I did have a lot of crazy hair stuff. Like, and I can't remember what I've shared and not shared at this point. I know, like, one of them, like, because my hair is just, like, naturally kind of like curly. Like, it is what it is. And I wanted, I wanted more curls. So that was like the S curl days, but put it in here and it made it so bone straight. It's so bone straight. My mom was like, I told you. Like, I begged her for so long to give me an S curl. She's like, your hair texture's already S curl. Just put some other stuff in it. I couldn't comprehend that.
Yeah.
And girl, it was a perm. That shit was so bone straight.
Damn.
She's like, see?
But did you do this?
I know
Did you do
exactly
this?
what you-
But wait a minute, did you do this?
Right. No, it wasn't long. Like, it wasn't that long. It was
And-
probably maybe this
Right.
length.
And so to that part, you looked like that cat that had a bare hair day, didn't you?
Honey.
Because
Seriously.
that's the same thing
It
that
was-
happened to
oh.
me. The same thing, and it was just like,
The straight. You're just like,
Look.
damn, that ain't doing what I thought it was gonna do.
Show
But then,
them.
like, I wanted the Sean Kemp, and so my dad used to cut my hair, and to this day they call it the triangle because it didn't look like a Sean Kemp. It was like a triangle poof on the front of my head, and my dad had convinced me that it looked so good. So I wore that thing for like a good 3 months, 6 months, thinking I was looking like Sean Kemp. And I look back at them pictures, I'm like, who gave you the audacity to have me walking around looking like that? They said, that's what you want. I was like, no, you should take me to a professional barber. Like, that's upsetting.
I
And
remember-
those pictures
they said
will
this is
die.
unconditional love. That's what we're showing you.
I
That
remember
was not
when
unconditional love.
I remember
That
when
was not
like,
love at all.
like Kid and Play came out and Kid had like that big high top
Yeah.
fade. And I was like, oh, I didn't want that, but I wanted to do like a
Yeah.
high top fade. And I always had curly hair. So, but I didn't really like, you know, I just go to the barbershop, get my shit done, and then, you know, come back. But it
Right.
always kept it like short. So then I was like, yeah, I want to get like a high top fade. So the guy, bless his heart, you know, then picked out all my curls or whatever. They were collapsing on each other because they just couldn't stand
Right.
up. But he did the best that he could to get it. Like it was a short little like
Yeah.
high top or whatever. And I was like so thrilled Didn't realize, because my hair's curly, that shit does what it gonna do, that by the time I went home and then went to bed, got up the next morning, washed, took a shower, and tried to recreate. I had it was basically because they don't, it's like when they cut, they just cut almost like across. So they pick it up and they cut it across. So technically the hair length, because I got a little peanut head, so it goes goes right. So the hair over here was growing out and curled this way, and this little was a little bit of curl. Baby, mama had to take me back to the barbershop to just get all that shit cut off because it wasn't doing anything.
Damn, these damn haircuts. Yeah, I used to get the designs in them and everything. Yeah, man.
See, I couldn't do that. My hair was my hair wasn't it wasn't dense enough to get designs in it or whatever. Even today, you can see it's not super, super dense. I mean, I'm not talking about on top. I'm talking about on the side.
we ain't gonna talk about on top. We ain't gonna talk about that. Even I didn't do it this time. Every once in a while, I still get a line right here. I did it 3 weeks ago, but then it only lasts but so long. It lasts 2 days, and then it just started growing. You don't even look like I did nothing. So anyway. Well, Community, that wasn't even on the list, but anytime we get to talk about Fingerwaves, I'm here for it.
Trip down memory lane.
Honey, that's
but here's the thing that I want to know. I want to ask the community, what were some hairstyles that y'all had back in the day? Hit us up, put them in your DMs,
Who
put
had
them
the
on your
gummy?
thing. I want to know. Because I know we're not the only ones that kind of that experimented.
The 90s hit different. The 90s
really
hit different. All right, so we actually have a couple community bulletin boards.
Yes.
So a few episodes ago, we were talking about the Pornhub and the results of the 2023 searches, and we have mentioned we didn't know why Texas was blank. Well, a couple community members came through. Josh came through. Hey, Josh. And Chris came through, and there was someone else, and I was trying to look it up real quick before. So a few people came through saying the reason is earlier this year, Texas passed that law where porn is pretty much banned in Texas. And so Pornhub, you have to somehow prove that you're 18 and above. So Pornhub pulled out of it. So that's why there's no data out there. So, yeah. So I was like, well, damn. And so the only way to kind of get around some of the porn laws is to have a VPN.
Jesus.
And then, isn't that crazy? You can't even
that's probably
get off.
that's probably the only time someone's ever pulled out in Texas.
Oh, damn.
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
You absolutely fucking right.
Damn.
Why y'all live there? Damn. Y'all ain't got no birth control. You can't look at Pornhub.
And
get your shoes. Let's get you a home.
And then a few weeks ago, we were talking about the pooping episode. The amount of DMs we got about that damn pooping episode was probably the most relatable episode we've done in a long ass time, because people were like, "Oh yeah, I got my wipes at my desk, and oh yeah, I only poop on this floor too." And I'm like, "Oh no, I hold it till I get home." And I'm like,
and baby, that could have been a whole month of episodes, because we had to stop ourselves because we're traveling down the rabbit hole.
We're like, let's keep going. So someone said, okay, we need to talk about flagellants and farting around our significant others and all that stuff. So maybe we'll do that on another episode in the future. But that pooping episode, I was like, damn, I did not foresee that.
But you know what took me out though? Your video. So hey, community.
Girl.
So I'm going down here. There's my desk right there. That's a nasty bathroom with a nasty man.
Yeah.
So I'm going down the stairs. Let me tell you, the commentary, the video took me out. When you walk past that mirror, you say, "Hey y'all." Okay, so this is the bathroom. Not the first, not the second, the last style. Sorry, handicapped people.
So
that's just
sorry.
Bro.
That's the one I go to. That's the one I go to. It's for real. And I was like, and it was funny because I was literally getting up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, Hold on. Let me show my process.
I remember.
So cute.
I remember that video reminded me of when I used to work for Express and for the clothing company, and I had to do like a training presentation for one of our like quarterly meetings or whatever in front of all of our district managers or whatever. And and it's just like a 4-hour like facilitated event. And so like we had a break in between. So we took a break, and then I had to wear like a microphone. So I had like like one of those backpacks, and then one of the little lanyards on my thing or whatever. So, so we were taking a break and said, okay, I'll be right back. And like I left, and everybody knew that I was, because where else would I be going? I was going to the bathroom. Well, I knew that I had it on me, but I wanted to psych everybody out. So, so I walked completely out of the room, still mic still on, saying hey to people. And I made sure to get the door creaking open as I was opening the bathroom door, and then I turned it off.
I was about to say, no.
And then I ran back in the room and said, gotcha.
Right. Because they're also, they're like,
died.
Oh no.
No.
That's my biggest fear, is because like sometimes like I'm like, it'll be like back to back meetings, and I'm like, I gotta pee real quick or something. So I'll like hop on, like sometimes I'll hop on my phone quickly, because in Teams, like you could be like, let me join on my phone and then quickly transfer to your computer or whatever. And I like triple check that my mic is not on while I'm like standing there pissing, like, because it's my fear that it's going to happen. Or like pooping or something, or flushing the toilet or whatever. Like, oh my god, because like it blinks purple when people are like talking or whatever,
right.
And I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna know it's me. Oh Lord.
I've had a couple of like close encounters where like I was on a Zoom, and oftentimes like if you're just going to like pee, like neither me nor Adam would just like, we'll close the door. So, but you, right. I mean, it's a 1-bedroom apartment, so you can hear, like what's going on. There have been a couple of instances where I'm like, I'm hearing the peeing hit the water from where I'm sitting. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like looking at the Zoom thing, like, is it on mute? Yeah, it's on mute. Okay.
And I will give Microsoft this: the amount of noise reduction that app has is pretty damn good.
It is
like
good.
There's been time Tucker's barking up a storm. I'm like, oh, sorry for my dog, and they're like, oh, we don't hear anything. I'm like, damn, okay, shit, this shit is working. So
yeah, but don't fart.
But it don't fart.
It'll pick that shit up. We done seen plenty of videos on the internet.
Or don't get them cheeks slapped. Seen them episodes on the internet too,
right?
But yeah, so no, community. We enjoy the camaraderie we have with you. So continue to send whatever your comments and things like are from episodes. Or if we get something wrong and don't know the answer, thank you for like the Texas thing, because we just weren't thinking that. And I think we actually talked about it. Like once they started coming out, I was like, oh, I think we did mention that once upon a time, but. Sorry for you, Texas. Get that VPN.
And I don't know what's in the water, but I'm loving it because the community has been really vocal lately. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like just overarchingly like sharing about personal things that are going on, or like just sharing their own like takes on things that we've been talking about or whatever. And thank y'all for doing that, because that's just amazing. We love that.
And even Smithy been back. Smithy was quiet there for a minute, but even Smithy back in the DMs. I'm like, what's up, Smithy? All right, well, it's been a week, so, and honestly, the last few episodes we haven't really caught up on a lot of too much pop culturally and societally and politically. So here we go, Aunteas. Do you give a damn?
Oh, let's go ahead and just start with that one.
Let's get it out the way.
I don't even want it to end. I don't want to end on it.
No, me either. Do you give a damn that old boy almost got assassinated? There's no other way to put it.
Okay, I'm conflicted. To be honest with you, I'm conflicted. Like, okay, I don't by any stretch of the measure condone violence or whatever.
Right. Don't even say nothing. I'm gonna look out for y'all today.
That's it.
Don't say nothing. Look at this on YouTube if you need
to. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. But I'm through.
I'm under the same kind of lines at the same time. Like, normally I don't. I fight. Yes, I do. I almost fixed my mouth a lot.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna say this. The part that I care about is I do not like that the Republican side, not even the Republican side, but it's really the MAGA side, right, is having his victim narrative of him being almost assassinated, right? But they won't acknowledge all the other people who have died because of guns and will not have a conversation about gun reform. Do not put him and the word victim in the same fucking sentence if you cannot acknowledge the other victims who have been wrongfully murdered and taken away from us because of guns in people's hands. And on top of the fact that this was a young man, registered Republican, 20 years old, that was able
And white.
Okay, that was able to get this close. I also got some follow-up questions as well too, because how the hell is anybody getting that close to be able to take a shot like that to Trump?
Three. Not
Shots,
just one.
Multiple
Plural.
shots
Right.
to Trump.
And missed every time.
So there has to be some form of somebody knew something that was happening. That didn't just happen at the end of the day. That much I do know. Now, whether they're saying, because people were saying that a couple months ago he had to change the security detail because they were getting too close to him, that was information that was released a few months ago. I don't know if any of that plays a role in it, but somebody in the inside orchestrated that. And I'm also going to add these two other things. He comes from TV, so it does not surprise me if he knew something as well, as far as that being an incident. 2, he also organized what happened at January 6th. So we know that he have people who will follow him blindly and do whatever. We've known of plenty of other terrorists because a lot of people, the Proud Boys, those are in-home terrorists. And we know that terrorists will die on the sword for whatever the fuck it is that they believe in. So, is it completely impossible for that to be something staged? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. I struggle because I definitely don't condone violence, and I'm like, even for someone that evil to me, how have we all as humanity completely lost like the humanity piece of it? It's just like someone almost fucking died, even though to me he's
Somebody
like
did die.
one of the
Somebody
most
did
evil-
die.
Well,
Someone
someone did
did
die.
die.
And let me rephrase it: the person that they were trying to shoot at almost got killed,
Right.
and then someone else did die.
Yep.
And there still should hopefully be some kind of humanity in that. And it's the narrative that's gotten spun is so wild to me that it makes people say crazily like, well, I wish he did get in. I wish it was close, you know. And there's certain people that just don't get that part of it. It's just like, no, you guys are like making people want him to die. And that's so mind-boggling to me. And so that was like my first instance. I was like, I don't want to feel like he should have died. I don't want to feel like anyone should die. And then now the rhetoric that's coming from it, it's like, oh, if he would have died, it would have been a civil war. It's just like, it's the divisiveness is so crazy to me that people are forgetting that we're all humans and in part of the same nation. And it's like, I get that, like, this has always been the foundation of this country, but it's mind-boggling to me, the stuff that's happening right now. And then it sucks the marketing spin that they're doing. I know he's he's the marketing masseteer. It sucks how something this disgusting they're still utilizing to try to get black people, minorities, all this stuff, and bringing in people that they think is going to really help do that as well. And I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. Nuts.
I think you bring up a really interesting concept, because one of the things that really struck me, like right after the initial, like when I saw the video, first when I saw the news article, then I actually like investigated to make sure that, like, you know, because sometimes you see stuff and it don't be like it'd be fake or whatever. And then I saw the video, and then I saw more reports and It struck me how quickly the shock and awe of what could have happened dissipated for me personally. And that just speaks to how desensitized a lot of us have become because shootings have become so prevalent and so regular. So if this was pre-Sandy Hook, might have had a different kind of reaction, but because we've been seeing so many horrific incidences due to gun violence, not just, in the streets, but everywhere, there is a little bit of desensitization. We're desensitized.
See, for me, it's not even that. It's me. It's thinking about Project 2025. It's them versus us at the end of the day, and the fact that Republicans also, after he announced who his VP is saying that they are
KKK
MAGA. They are MAGA. They are not Republicans. They are the MAGA agenda. And there are so many more Republicans right now who are also like, this is not okay. The fact that being that we are having even more Republicans speak up now, saying that they don't identify with that party anymore. And we're talking about Republicans in leadership who hold high standards, who've been in there for a while, saying what Homeboy and them are doing over there ain't got shit to do with me. And so as far as I'm concerned, it was more of like, you know what? The competitive in me, like, only one of us going to win at the end of the day. And that's just one less player off the table.
Yeah,
but the truth is, you cut off one head, another appears. Just like Homeboy over here, that's VP. Like, just as fucking extreme and vile as Trump. And unlike Mike Pence, he will do everything that he said he will do.
Because he's opportunistic, because just a few years ago he was saying, I don't like Trump, I don't do it. So it's just like all these opportunistic people that don't really care what they do to get into power. And the sense of power, I don't think in the history of our country, maybe since maybe the early days, I don't think we've seen it to this extent. And that's what Trump has really opened the doors to, is just like this sense of quote unquote power. And saying and doing whatever you can do and say to get it. It doesn't matter what you said 5 years ago, doesn't matter your morals, doesn't matter your ethics, doesn't matter any of that. Because I could be the president of the United States. And I can start putting people into places to do what I need to, like puppets and pawns. And I can change the laws to make it so that I have the most power of any president possible. So that's the weird thing. It's just like, Vance doesn't care. He saw the blueprint. He's now the VP with the blueprint of it. And it's wild to see this right now. So like one thing, like a lot of the media and a lot of the accounts and things like that you see out there are talking like we've already lost. No, the election's in fucking November. So if you have not registered to vote, please do so. Register your mama, your daddy, and them. And I know there's a lot of even black folks saying, I'm voting for Trump and this and that. Please show them Project 2025 because it's going to impact them. I don't want
everybody.
Sorry, I didn't know after the fact. No, that's not an excuse this year, because if you don't see how they are lining this up, I don't even know what words I can even say, but please just stop and slow up and take your ego out of it, because that's really what it comes down to. And I know a lot of folks are like, Biden has a dome and he said he's going to do for black people. I get all of that narrative. I get it. But for you to think that the other option is the better option is wild. And you are also being set up as a pawn.
and the other side is trying to remove the capability of anyone ever, including yourself, be able to do something for you. So if you think not voting, if you think voting for Trump is the answer, I'm not. You know what? I was gonna say I was gonna pray for you, but I'm
Mexico
not.
City. And clearly we give a damn. So can we move on, please?
Clearly we gave a whole ass damn.
Because goddamn, let's get on to something else.
And let's get this one out the way, and then we'll be done. Do you give a damn about Amber Rose at the RNC? And have you watched any of the RNC?
No, I don't give a damn about her.
No, next.
Me either.
What they say at MTV when they step up the butts. Next.
Hated it.
Hated it. All I'm gonna say about it again, and I said a few episodes ago when we talked about Amber Rose, stop talking for communities that you clearly do not represent and are not a part of daily. That shit bothers the fuck out of me. The fuck out of me. So stop. Stop. That's it. All right. Do you give a damn that the Olympics are handing out 300,000 condoms, which equals to 2 per person per day at the upcoming Olympics?
I give a damn the fact that I'm not going to be there. Because I'll be collecting some rappers. No, I'm kidding.
She said
Souvenirs.
she finally gonna get in her
Baby.
30s. She said, I'm in my 30s, but I'm finally gonna get in my 30s.
Right, she said, I'm up in this number. Up in this number in 2024.
No, I think it's just, I think it's funny. And I think it's funny that the lady who a couple weeks ago was talking about how they designed the beds, and she had to put up and say,
Yes.
and we did not design the beds for them not to have sex, but they aren't meant to have sex. And I was like,
They said it holds up to 550 pounds. I was like,
something like,
okay, doing the math. I
Doing
was
the
like, okay, what's my weight? How much more can I get in here? Hold on.
Look.
Something.
Ain't nobody that have anything to do with the Olympics, whether it's in France or anywhere else. Y'all dealing with some mega athletes. They got some mega testosterone and some mega
Stamina.
look.
They got some mega everything. So y'all better
Especially for
protect
those-
y'all local heroes with these condoms.
Hun.
Who don't want
Especially
those
for those,
genetics?
like, their events are like the first couple days of the Olympics. You get your shit done, and baby, we fucking.
Hey.
The rest of these 2
The rest
weeks.
of it.
Right.
The rest of it. Okay.
And not just the athletes, like, everybody damn near got Grinder or some shit. So, Grinder, Tinder, whatever. Like, as soon as that meet is over, they
You're
get in
right.
their little ice bath and whatnot. They get out that cellular phone. They're like, I'm ready to hook up because I ain't got shit else to do for the rest
Look,
of the
you
time
said,
here.
You said, "Oh, I'm eliminated."
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. No, I'm not.
I already paid for the ticket, so
Honey, it's like I'm here while I'm here, and got free lodging.
look, might as well. What else I'm gonna do?
Let me get a baguette or two.
I know that's a big yeah. And I go real. Yes. Do you guys give a damn that Richard Simmons died?
Yeah,
I kind of did too. I was
I
like, damn.
did. Because I know he was like living the life of a recluse for the last, couple years of his life. And he's just such a sweet, from what, I don't know the man, but just from his persona and whatnot, he just is such a sweet soul. It kind of reminds me of like when Leslie Jordan passed away, the little one from Will and Grace and whatnot.
He said the little one. The little one from Will and Grace and whatever.
It got it done. Because,
They knew who you were talking about.
Hey, look.
And I'm not the little one. Like, wow, I know that.
But I just, we lost a good one. And thankfully he's lived, just a full, vibrant life. And, no matter where he went, he was always like loved and accepted, and I hope that he felt that.
Yeah. Like my, growing up, we had the first maybe 3 tapes of Sweating to the Oldies, and me and my sister and brother used to like, not thinking of it as workout, we thought it was just a dance party. So we would pop that in and we knew every routine, we knew every person in the back, what they was about to, like, it was crazy. Like, that was like our fun. Now that I think about it, that's kind of weird. And I hope they listen to this because I'm sure they're cracking up. But we would just used to pop that shit in and watch Sweating to the Oldies and do, like, at the end they had almost like a little Soul Train line, and we knew what each person was about to do. And there's this one bigger person that like went like this and did this leg thing, and we like, it was insane. We knew all the choreo and shit. So it was part of my almost like childhood hearing that. I'm like, oh, there's like a nostalgic piece of it that, like, damn, he brought us some joy, some like legit joy for years growing up. And
saved a lot of lives.
Absolutely.
A lot of lives.
It took a lot of stigma out of like gaining weight and things like that, and figuring out how to lose it, because we all go through that shit. And I feel like that's what happened to him, because like it sounds like he got like a knee replacement that kind of was like maybe even a little botched or something like that is what I'm feeling. And he probably started to gain weight from it, and he felt probably like embarrassed or something from it, because like here he is, this fitness guy all for his career, and now he can't manage that because he can't move the way he wants to. And so, yeah, it's sad to hear that he had to kind of be behind the scenes the last part of your life and not get that joy back, you know? So, let's see here. Have you, do you guys give a damn? And it sounds like X, Twitter, has begun suspending certain LGBTQ accounts like Pink Media, who owns like a lot of just like things under their umbrella, out the blue. Like their accounts just getting suspended. And it seems like it's a trickle effect and no one's getting answers as to why it's getting suspended.
I'm at this point, I really want to quit. I want to quit X and Elon Musk. I want to be done so much with the goddamn porn.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Where can we tell people to go? Like, what else is out there that, like, I know Blue Sky, like the people that left Twitter tried to start Blue Sky, but nobody really over there yet. We don't got Tumblr really. Instagram and all the other stuff, they don't let you do what you need to do. Like, where the fuck? If we can't go to Bella Noche, like, where can we go?
Like,
this to me feels like such a missed opportunity. Like, honestly, if there is a way for somebody to just like build their own social media platform that's specifically for just porn, like just for porn,
and we don't have to pay for it like an OnlyFans,
right? Right.
Well, like, I guess OnlyFans, they got the free stuff too. Maybe I guess it's kind of, but it's just not as easy.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is it doesn't surprise me because Elon Musk has now pledged $45 million, a month or something like that, towards Trump campaign and towards the people behind Project 2025. So if you think for a second that motherfucker care about anybody, he don't, because he literally said that he supports Project 2025 and he is putting the money behind it. So like they said, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah,
bust that nut somewhere else. Right.
I might have to give up. I might have to give up X.
I think so too.
Well, and what I'll say honestly, like any company or organization that is still on X, it's like, why? At this point, why? Because it's losing market share. It's losing subscribers. Like, it's hemorrhaging. People are exiting X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, like in droves. So
even Minority Report, I only post when we have guests, and even then, I'm like, oh damn, did I post over there? My bad. Oh well. yeah. It's and the scary thing is, like, when folks like that get into power of companies, especially like now in this digital world that we're in the last 20 years, how instantly you can be almost handcuffed of your freedoms in this country, you know, because someone like that is the head of it and changing it and making sure your voice isn't heard. So that's the scary thing, because he could change the algorithms of, like, okay, maybe he doesn't suspend these LGBTQIA plus accounts, but he could change the algorithms to make sure nobody sees this shit, and that's the scary thing. So again, that's why we're like, hey, we support Black-owned businesses, we support queer-owned businesses. Let's uplift those businesses to ensure that our voices are heard outside of these platforms. I know it's hard because there's very few outside the Metas and the Twitters to really have a voice on scale. But we need to find a way, because it's getting scary. It's getting scary, really, and we're not looking like the USA that people think we are, you know. And we never really truly been. It's been a mirage. But let's see. We never talked about this. Do you give a damn about the BET Awards that happened a few weeks ago?
All I say, the women did it. The women carried the whole show, the whole entire show.
Victoria Monet, baby.
Victoria Monet, bitch. Let me tell you, she ate all the choreography, bitch. When she went back to the water, she said,
"Oh my god,
bitch." Girl,
she's starting to give me the oogles that I get for like very select people. She started to give me these damn oogles, and I'm here for it, because I'm like, I watched that performance probably like 10 times.
Oh, same, bitch, same.
Like,
and then the part of the usher tribute where her and Tiana Taylor, when they did Bad Girl. Yes,
Yeah.
bitch.
Mhm.
And then she rolled backwards and straddled Tiana Taylor.
And that camera said,
I said, look here.
Victoria, you started to give me them damn oogles.
I stand by this, and I said it back in October when I saw her and I came on the podcast. I literally watched her live, and I never would see her at a small venue ever again.
Ever again.
She's gone. She's gone.
She's gone.
She is gone. You will see her at the stadium going on here out. She is a star. Is a star. And I also will say that I actually kind of liked Megan's performance as well too. I liked Megan Thee Stallion's performance. The body was bodying. I love seeing all the women on the stage. She was actually giving us choreography as well too.
She was. Yeah.
She wasn't rapping as much though because she was cussing a lot up with Storm though. So she was just
right. The song choice weren't like the most conducive to live TV.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, damn.
But yeah, and then also too, I want to say, and it's the same thing that Victoria Monet did too, which is giving Sean Bankhead his flowers during the BET Awards, because the amount of people on that stage who had choreography because of him, and
his proteges.
Okay, like Sean Bankhead is out here booked and busy and doing phenomenal work. If you see a music video these days and you're like, oh, the choreography 8, 9 times out of 10, Sean Bankhead.
Yeah.
Sean Bankhead.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taraji too as well, using her platform to talk about like Project 2024, like that. What an incredible and shocking opportunity, because one of the things I was like, thinking of is, was she authorized to do that? Because
she said, I am today. She said, I got the microphone today.
So, but I say kudos to her. Like, use your platform, get the word out there to the most amount of people, raise awareness of what's going on, so at least people can get a little bit curious about what it actually is. Because, it's so easy for us who are in the know to promote, but it's another thing when you've got like a platform like that, to influence other people just so they can go out and see for themselves like what it is. I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I got to shout out 2 more people. Chloe ate with the good kisser. Chloe ate.
She did.
Chloe ate and looked amazing. It sounded amazing. And then I am such a Shorty Red fan. It's so ratchet and ignorant, but it's fucking everything. Like, I swear more people got up for Shorty Red than like damn near anybody.
Yeah.
Like, everybody just loves that ratchet moment for a minute. Like, she is so like Atlanta. It made me so happy, that damn ignorant ass performance. I'm a Shorty Red for Shorty Red
it's Sexy
Shorty
Red.
Red's the rapper.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
But
I was gonna let you have your moment. I was like, but it's Sexy Red.
Yeah, Shorty Red's the whole Atlanta rapper. Sexy Red. My bad. Yes, Sexy Red. It was so ignorant. Oh God. Do you guys give a damn about this Black Jobs viral moment right here? And it came from
the debate.
It came from the debate and talking about how old boy's gonna get us some black jobs and other people taking black jobs and all that stuff. So in pure black people fashion, we flipped that shit on the head. And then for the last month, that's all you see is who taking black jobs and what black jobs are and what black jobs aren't and things like that. Obviously from a humorous perspective, but it's been fire to me.
Yeah, it's been. I've been enjoying watching Black Twitter, being like, "Oh, these are the list of black jobs." Like the one lady on Instagram, she was like, "Here's a list of black jobs." She was like, "Turning on the oven light to let you know that the kitchen is closed for the night. That is a black job." Like I was sitting there.
She
just
might
like,
be my favorite account on IG right now.
Yeah.
She might be my favorite account.
Love her. So I love us. I love our ability to take a situation and make something of it, even with the attempted shoot.
They were fucking on it.
Just look.
Yes.
Like shooting, getting crowds, getting. I'm like, bitch, like, hold on, this shit. I just got the alert.
Yo, the way I saw this video of this school, or this group of black people on some bleachers reenacting it, I was like,
yeah.
it ain't been 24 hours. What?
No, it was literally like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Same day.
And that shit was funny as hell.
It was hilarious.
Shit was funny. Shit was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Black Twitter, just black social media is winning 2024.
Oh, 100%.
That's who's truly winning this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're gearing us up for August 5th, by the way. That's starting to pop up now, too.
Yeah.
They're getting us ready
The
for National
anniversary.
Chair Day.
Yeah.
They said the food this year is seafood. So get your fish fry ready.
Right.
I said I'm so done with y'all.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
Lord. All right, well, in here, do you give a damn that Lady of Rage, we talked about Afro Puffs earlier, is playing Miss Cleo in this Lifetime movie? Have you seen the trailer for this?
I have not.
I have not seen the trailer for this, and I don't really give a damn. Look, I already saw the Miss Cleo. Like, I already saw the Miss Cleo documentary. I saw everything I needed to see. Ain't nothing. Rocks rough and puff with my psychic puffs can do to, like, entice me. Now, I mean, I'll give the trailer a view. I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah, because I was kind of like, what happened to Lady of Rage? I didn't even know she started acting like this.
What is it going to be on? Tubi?
Lifetime, just close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough. Lifetime's just the white version of Tubi. That's all that is. Yeah. I kind of give a damn. I might watch it low-key because I haven't watched all the Miss Cleo documentaries and things like that. So I might start with the at least the biopic or whatever they're doing it as. And then maybe I'll catch up on all the other documentary stuff. But who knows? But community, let us know what you give and don't give a damn about. Is there anything that you give a damn that you want us to talk about? Send it in the DMs, send it to our email and all that good stuff. And we'll take a quick little tea break and we'll get into Ask Your Aunties. Hey, community. A lot of you have asked how you can support Minority Report outside of the sharing and downloading and subscribing and leaving reviews. But you can also buy merch. Come on, baby.
I know that's right. And we have a whole lot of options, from clothing to pillows to tumblers and bags. And we continue to update all of our stuff with new styles, new colors, and new products. Jerrell, where can they get all that stuff at?
Well, they can get all that and then some at minorietyreport.com. They can find all the goodies, find out additional information about your aunties. And we also want to make sure that you share and tag us when you do buy merch, all right? So let us know if it's a hoodie, it's a tee, a long shirt, a towel, because we know you need those. But let us know.
Absolutely. And remember to wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. Alrighty, ladies. What time is it?
Ask your
auntie.
Victoria Monet. So community, you guys took it upon yourself. Let's see if I can get this clip right. To actually utilize the T line. So this is gonna be our very first T line. Ask Your Aunties. It's a little long, so bear with it. But let's see if I can click this correctly, and hopefully everyone hears it.
Hello, aunties. I would like to be anonymous. Y'all probably know who I am. I'm not sure. Hopefully y'all don't, because I'm a little embarrassed to ask. But I've been wanting to email or call y'all for the past year or so, and I just need y'all advice. So I am in a relationship of 4 years. Me and my boyfriend, we got together right before the pandemic. We got together, we met in February of 2020, and then we went into stay at home that March, and then that April, he asked me to be his boyfriend, and I said yes. Because I, enjoyed what was going on, and we did not know where the world was going, but to cut to that, I think that our relationship has ran its course. I love my man very much. I love the friendship that we have. built. We have a lot of fun with one another. We share a lot of the same, interests. But it's just when it comes to communication, I don't think that the communication is where it should be. And sometimes I just really don't think that he sees, I don't think that we agree on how the other should show up in a relationship. I'm not even sure if he really desires to be married. I know that once before, when this was maybe 2 years ago, me and some friends were talking about marriage, and he said that he didn't believe in marriage, but then he changed his mind on that. And that kind of happens a lot, where there's sometimes where he'll say one thing, and then later on I'll check in, and he'll have no recollection of even saying that, to the point where he'll even change his opinion on it. And there's just sometimes where I just can't keep up. We can even be watching Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday, and he'll have an opinion on what Portia did to Kenya, and then we can watch it again on Wednesday, and he'll have a total different thought about it, and he'll be on Portia's side and why Kenya should have did something to Portia. Just things like that. I also just don't think that we are equally yoked when it comes to how we believe in raising our children. It's just, so there are just quite a few things in there. This message wasn't supposed to be that long, but it could also be a lot longer than what it is. But I'm just not knowing exactly how to approach him with this. Because it's not anything that I necessarily want. I've mentioned therapy. He's had a therapist before, but he just stopped going to the therapist for whatever reason. Seemed like that the lady was kind of hinting to him that a relationship probably wasn't supposed to be for him or something like that, something around those lines. And next thing I knew, he stopped seeing the therapist, and now today he can't even remember why he stopped seeing the therapist. He just remembers that he just stopped going. So yeah, it's just a lot, and just me feeling like that even if I explain some things to him or talk to him, that he just won't even understand exactly where I'm coming from, because he seems to kind of shut down and protect his own feelings instead of being in the relationship and being vulnerable and also being honest about his feelings towards me and my feelings towards him. So yes, if y'all could help me out a bit, I'm sorry that this was so long, but if y'all need more information, I will definitely email in some more information, scenarios or whatever that y'all may need, because I really do need some help. I do not want to leave this man, but I know that I may have to, and that really hurts me, and I'm trying to find just an easier way to rip off the Band-Aid, or maybe even help him understand that, you know, this, like, I'm ready to walk out. And I also want to point out that he is very supportive of my acting career. He kind of lives vicariously through that. He is very, very supportive. During the pandemic, I didn't have a job. He paid rent and bills for maybe like a whole year, if not more. So he has been very supportive. He has been very helpful. But when it comes to actually showing up mentally and emotionally is where I feel lonely.
Okay.
First off, that was
a lot there.
That was a lot. And again, I just want to say thank you. Like, that's our first T-line message. And I don't know about y'all, but it just hit different, like, hearing a community member, you know, give the question right out of their voice than other, like, I'm literally kind of tearing up a little bit because I'm like, oh my God, like, this is, it feels even more trusted. So I just wanted to say thank you. I don't mind going first if one of y'all want to go first.
Go, boo.
There was a lot there, but I'm going to keep it short because I think that Aunteas are going to give you a little bit more, so I'm just going to keep it short. It sounds like you already made up your mind, and it sounds like you're just trying to do good. You're trying to leave, but at the same time, make sure this other person's okay at the same time. And it sounds like there are some personal things that he has to work on, and you're not the answer to those problems. At the end of the day, our relationships are work. every relationship is going to be work. And most of the time, when you're getting in a relationship, you also kind of have to make that decision of how much work are you willing to do. Because some people come pre-made, ready to go. Some people got to learn in the relationship to then be better. But if you find yourself 4 years later and you're secluded for a couple years in the pandemic, where you really get that time to work on things like communication, you really get to know each other, and you didn't find that time where the world was shut down to really start to get on the same page, I think you know your answer as far as what you need to do. Is there going to be a right time to do it? No. And you kind of hinted at I need to figure out a time maybe to rip off the Band-Aid. The time is, I personally feel, when you can articulate how you feel to your partner, that this is no longer serving the purpose for you. And at the end of the day, when people break up in every relationship, there is always one person ready to go before the other person. Okay? Yeah. That is always the case. Someone, 9 times out of 10, is getting blindsided and don't know that the other person is ready to go, because sometimes they just living in their own world, thinking everything peachy clean. So if you are bringing this level of communication and you're talking about how I feel about things and how you feel things about mixing up, and if you're also bringing that level of communication, saying this is how I feel, but you're not making space of how I feel, and I see how you feel. Marriage ? Communication ? Raising kids ? Therapy ? Those are all big pillars in a person's life, not just a relationship, a person's life. Too many unanswered questions for me to say that I'm going to continue to wait to get answers about this. This is the type of stuff you should be asking people before you get in a relationship. I just remind people. And it just happens to be that the pandemic sped up some of that things, I'm assuming, for y'all, since y'all met in February and moved in April. So that pandemic was like, boop, 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 boop. We ain't got time to ask those questions. I think you got your answers now. I think you know what you need to do. And it's okay to choose yourself.
Yeah. You almost set that up almost like Shark Tank. And for all these reasons, I'm out.
Yeah, look, I was ready to think that.
I first I want to just make sure that the way you communicated to us, you communicated it that clearly to him, to hopefully give him an opportunity to kind of think through it and be like, okay, if this is really bothering you, give me the chance to kind of sort through this. And if you have, then yeah, I'm with Jerrell. It's just not going to work because it sounds like you're already out. The one piece I do want to say is sometimes, and it's not right, wrong, or indifferent, and they definitely just show up the way you need them to show up. But for anyone to pay for a whole year of rent and bills, even if they're maybe not communicating it the way you need them to emotionally, that's a huge emotional burden that they're showing. I am here for the long run. So I hope you received it in that manner, because sometimes you'll be like, yeah, it's just the bills and this, but I need you to show up and say I love you and then hold my hand and this. But that's a whole lot of hand holding with the bill collector to keep your ass afloat. So I hope you received it in that manner, because that's like a piece towards the end that you kind of threw. I'm like, okay, to me that shows that he's at least serious and willing to put in some kind of work. And even going to therapy, and yes, he didn't stick it out, so that's a whole nother thing. But I feel like he is showing at least some signs of trying, but it sounds like for you, it's just not trying hard enough, quick enough, fast enough. And with these communication things, even around marriage and kids and things like that, if those are core pillars, like Jerrell was saying, then get out of it now to save you some harm, and especially save him some harm. Because if that's not what he wants, he don't want that, and that's not a bad thing either. It's just two people wanting two completely different things for their life. So that's fine. So I would sort that out. Make sure you communicate exactly how you feel. If you have, awesome. You're just gonna have to rip the Band-Aid off, and it's gonna hurt for a while, and it is what it is. That's the pros and cons of getting into relationships sometimes, and it doesn't work at the end sometimes, and you take those lessons and move on. But going to the next one, just making sure up front, like Jerrell said, that you're communicating early on what you're needing and what you're wanting and what your expectations are for the relationship. Because if they're not capable or not even wanting the same things that you do, no need to move in that early. No need to start the relationship and things like that because, and obviously I know COVID was a whole nother thing. So it made a lot of things crazy in decision making during that time period. But it almost sounds like Jerrell said, you might have rushed in a little sooner than necessary, and things got to get a little complicated with losing the job and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Have the communication. If you're not getting the answers and seeing the actions that you need, get out of it and find that relationship that serves you the way you need it to serve you.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I think the aunties are pretty spot on. I think two things resonated with me, out of your dissertation of your relationship situation. Number one was the notion that you're lonely. And number two, the fact that you've been holding on to asking this question for at least a year. So if within that whole time frame, there hasn't been any changes, any positive changes, now that we're on this side of the pandemic and been on this side of the pandemic for a good minute. So we ain't got the excuse of, we locked down in quarantine, it can't be,
Right.
We can only be around each other, like it's the external things that might have been keeping you together when you perhaps realize that, I don't know if we're as romantically compatible as we need to be or life compatible as we need to be. I think the other thing of it is that when you're in a relationship, it's really tough when you are, there is a certain level of compatibility, lifestyle compatibility, like you're nice to each other, you like and doing a lot of the same things and you find joy in that, but the level of discomfort doesn't raise to it being an intense level of frustration or causing certain kinds of passionate outbursts, right? And a lot of people feel more comfortable ending relationships with a fight because it makes them feel better, and it's because then it gives them a reason other than the real reason for why they were not going to work out. It gives them another reason to say, I'm out of this because we had this fight. It gives me an out without having the tough conversation. And it's just not working out. It's time to move on. And I would just encourage you to say that if you've been holding on to this for this amount of time, this level of loneliness and and lack of joy in the context of the relationship, it's okay to just say, this isn't working out for me, and maybe it's time to take a break. And
is there a way to do that you think is best? Like, is it at home? Is it over dinner? Is it over
A text message.
I'm
kidding. Don't do it. Don't do a text message. I'm kidding. Don't do it.
Especially after no damn 4 years. That's rude as fuck.
I don't know. That's hard to say because I feel like, just like every relationship, like every relationship is different. And I think what works for one person and how, these things can take place is going to be very different. I mean, you can do the whole kind of like, I'm going to, boil some hot water and make some tea and like, have a little like.
I thought you were going with some.
No, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be PC and like, whatever. But, like, I don't think so. I think honestly, it's just what I would say is that if you're planning to have this conversation, you just want to make sure that there aren't any distractions. So whatever that looks like for you, whether that's in the house, whether that's, like at a restaurant where you can be having a conversation between the two of you, like, or if it's, in a car, whatever that means for you, just make sure that, that your intentions and your communication is clear in that conversation, and and whatever you choose to do it, however you choose to do it, it creates this space for you to have that conversation in a way that's going to be safe for the both of you. That's what I would advise.
And one thing I'll also include too, and I've been guilty of this, is letting what you see on social media from the outside world dictate how much you're willing to do and how much you're actually doing, right? Like, what we don't see often online is the stuff behind the scenes that make a relationship work, right? And relationships, we don't kid when we say relationships are work. Everyone has that moment where they've looked at the exercise sign, that glowing exercise sign right over there, like,
I'm out this hoe.
It could all be so simple, okay?
Honey.
It could be so simple. But then you think about how, but then you have to take a second to think about too what good has also happened and the work that you've already done for the relationship. And also remind yourself that when you do leave, you are going to then go and also have to start all over with someone else again as well too. So you're going to have to put yourself. It ain't gonna be easy because you're starting all over again. So you're gonna have to put yourself
And there's still work that you gotta still do after
you're
that.
gonna have to do more work. So whether it's work in this relationship or another relationship, you're gonna have to do work. Then that doesn't mean to settle, right? I don't want to say that. We all have a limit, right? But just make sure that you're not getting swept up in the fantasy that we see out in social media. When we see people getting married, when we see, you know, oh my God, I love my bae. Oh my God, post bae 2 years ago. Like all the rest of that stuff. Because everyone does work. Everyone has to put in work to make every single relationship work. So just make sure that that's not playing a factor into why you might be looking to leave. Because people break up during summertime all the time because niggas be outside. You see somebody, you be like, damn, the body is bodying. And then you start just going down a rabbit hole. And then the little things.
Or a booty hole.
And scene. Because it ain't my ministry. Because I ain't going down that. But still, like, then you all of a sudden little things seem bigger than they actually are as well too. So just make sure outside influences aren't adding fuel to the flame.
Yeah.
I think one of the really good benefits of having this kind of a conversation, you know, about exploring, like, okay, well, does it make sense for, you know, us to stay together? Do we need to split up or whatever? Is that if you do decide to break up, let's say, breaking up amicably, which is my preference, like I would prefer, it doesn't mean we have to be best friends afterwards, but if a relationship comes to an end, it's important for me to do it in a way where, you know, like, we can be civil to one another, we can be respectful for one another, and, you know, it doesn't necessarily close the door completely. That if, you know, like, okay, you know, maybe we decided to split, but then, you know, like, after we've kind of like been apart for a little bit, you know, we've had a little bit more clarity that's kind of crystallized for us. Well, what do we really, really want? And, you know, by having an amicable breakup, it at least provides the opportunity to explore what could coming back together look like, as opposed to having to, you know, explore that and fix the damage that you caused because you didn't burnt up their, you know, their car, and, you know, throw all their stuff out the door and call them every other name under, you know, under the, you know, the roof or whatever, you know, because it was easier to break up under context of, you know, a fight than just having the adult conversation about how you're feeling and what's working for you and what you want to do. So,
and doing all that feels good too. I just want you to know that it does feel good.
And
it feels good, but sometimes it still shows the work that one needs to do that you might have contributed to the demise of said relationship as well. Because it's so easy for us to be
sometimes
like,
they deserve it. Sometimes they
that's
deserve
true.
it.
Your
That's a
shit.
better-
Get your shit and get out.
But it's also so easy for us to nitpick our significant others and not do the work that we still need to do as well. Because I'm
I
sure
know
there's
my
other
shit.
shit.
I know my shit stinks too. As much as I want to say, I'll be like, you know what? I still don't do this. I ain't did this. He been asking for me for this for 3 years, and I do it maybe once a quarter. Like, like there are things that I can work on as well too. So that's a very good point. Like, before you start pointing out their flaws, also realize what you might not be bringing to the table too.
Yeah, and having those conversations, and that's the hard. And when we almost say work, that's almost like the hardest work is admitting that shit, and then we're willing to do some work on your damn self.
That's the stuff people be avoiding, though. That's the thing. Like part of one of the reasons why people don't have these kind of conversations with others is because it's easier to avoid and deflect. Mm-hmm. Because then you don't have to focus on yourself. You don't have to focus on what you did. You know, oh, you left the dishes in the sink and they were dirty and I had to get up in the morning and clean those little dishes before I had to go to work and da. Oh, we fighting today. Like,
but I think that's one of the reasons why those conversations turn that way is because people aren't prepared for the script to flip. And then for that person to be like, oh, you talking about what I'm not doing and you want to leave me? Well, let me tell you about yourself. And that's where most of the people start fighting. And that's when,
That's the word.
And to Dewan's point earlier, how most relationships end up breaking up over over fighting because you're not ready for someone to tell you, like, oh, okay, well, go ahead. Because you're trifling. You're nasty, girl. Put some clothes on, okay?
Nasty, put some clothes on. And honestly, what it is not really about the dishes in the sink. It's something that triggers something else. And that's the part where you don't really want to go deep into why. Because you felt unvalued or you felt too seen or you felt like you've given too much. And those are the true feelings of, like, the emotions that you really need to unpack. So we're not in therapy today. But that's the shit that we really need to do to work on our own selves. So just make sure you do the work on yourself. And if you're still there, you're like, it's just not for me. I've done my work. And they're just not doing their work. It is what it is, and doesn't especially at a certain age. It's like it don't gotta be no long drawn out fight. Why we gotta fight just for the sake of fighting?
And honestly, after a certain age, you gotta evaluate like how much time on this earth you got to be messing around in a situation where you're nebulous, or it's not serving you or whatever. Like like. And I would also encourage you that if you decide to have this conversation, make sure you got an exit strategy.
That's the part.
Yeah. Don't be like,
we too old to be breaking up and then still being roommates and all the rest of that shit. No,
starting over and got no money saved up, and no.
You done had a whole year to kind of figure this shit out.
No, that's
just
saying.
That's the
TT.
Just saying.
That's the truth.
We gonna keep it 100. So if you ready,
let's be honest, the bags are already packed.
100, right? But she ain't got nowhere to go. You better have somewhere to go.
We don't know that. We
that
don't
Ford
know that.
Toyota or whatever.
They said during the pandemic they were struggling, but that that was a couple years ago. So, normally people start to feel like they can make moves like this when they are in a place where they can make moves. Like
I hope so. I hope so. What I'm saying is 99.9% of the time, y'all be ready to make some decisions about one thing and not making decisions about all these other things that you need to be making decisions about. So,
because you need the first month rent, the last month rent, the security deposit. We already know this.
Or
the application fee. Your credit better be good.
Yep.
Like you better have the referrals of the people you need to.
Are you on the insurance? Like, do you got medications? Get your shit together.
Yeah, get your shit together. You're making a fool of yourself. Anyway, continue to send your answers to AY@minorityReport.com or DM us or send it to the teen line like this person did at 844-832-5463. That is 844-832-5463. Standard message. What do they say? Standard rates and messaging
rates apply.
I don't know if that's true anymore. I don't know. We don't be on that collect system no more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, we like that, and it did feel a lot more vulnerable, a lot more personable, and things like that. And we appreciate you putting that out there, and trusting us to give at least a little opinion. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. But do with it what you will, and let us know what happens. The result, and hopefully it works out the best way that you need it.
Yeah,
that's truly from like the heart of all of us. It's just like, whatever you need it to be, hopefully everything works out the way in the best that it can. So, anything else on your hearts and minds before we get out of here?
No, that's it.
All right, there you go. Well, it's always good to see y'all faces.
Yes,
we appreciate the love and support and everything. Merch is out there. Leave us some reviews. We haven't gotten reviews out there in a while, so leave some reviews. We see all the comments and things like that on YouTube. We appreciate that. And until next week, wash your hands, your legs, and your ass, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye, y'all.